What's up? This is Rap Hits, and so I got a full update on the Takeoff situation. I've been covering this in my Takeoff updates. Now look, I originally said it was either Lil Cam or Migos bands that kicked off the whole thing that resulted in what happened to Takeoff. Now, when we looked at the footage, it looked like Lil Cam was reaching. Jay Prince is clearing Lil Cam's name in this interview he did with $1 Million Worth of Game. I'm going to leave a link to the interview in the comment section and description box. The interview's like an hour or something, but so I'm going to just break it down real quick. I'll give you a brief update. Look, basically, they trying to say Migos Bands was the one that kicked it off. Now, that's exactly what I had said. I said it was either Migos Bands or Lil Cam that kicked off the incident, and I saw Takeoff walking right in between them as it was going down. So what Jay Prince Jr. is saying is basically, he's saying that Migos Bands is the one that threw the first blow. He said he kicked it off with Lil Cam. Now, I'm not completely sure if that's true, because from what I remember seeing in that footage, it did look like Lil Cam was potentially reaching for his pipe, and it looked like Migos Bands spotted that, and that's what triggered him to kick it off. Because I don't really understand why Migos Bands would just all of a sudden kick it off with Lil Cam to get the whole thing started. They're saying DJ Pat was protecting Lil Cam, basically. And one of the victims, that girl, I guess she's affiliated with the Prince family as well. Jay Prince Sr. had came out and he's saying he's blaming it all on Migos Bands too. And he's talking about how Migos Bands made statements. Now look, I covered that in another video. I went in depth about how Migos Bands is giving full statements and cooperating. You're going to want to check out my playlist of Takeoff and go to that video, because I called out what was going to happen. I said, it looked like Migos Bands is telling. He's telling everything. And that's probably why he's not locked up right now, because he's giving them, the people's, information that they could possibly use to maybe take down the mob ties eventually. Maybe they're going to refer this to a RICO, or who knows what they're going to do with the information Migos Bands is putting out there. All right, but Jay Prince Sr. is not very happy with Migos Bands right now. He said he was hoping it would have been Migos Bands was the one that had gotten taken out that night. He said Takeoff ain't had nothing to do with it. It was an innocent bystander and a casualty of what had happened. And he said basically the police are trying to determine who kicked off, who's responsible for kicking off the entire incident, because that's where the blame lays when there's innocent casualties. They need to figure out who was responsible for the whole thing. Now, Lil Cam, as far as I know, is still locked up. DJ Pat looks like he's out on bail. They're trying to make a strong case for self-defense, the mob ties. They're saying if it wasn't for Migos Bands acting out like that, none of this would have happened. There was a discussion over basketball. They're trying to deny the whole dice game thing. Too many witnesses have came forward, though, and confirmed the dice game. The reason why I think they're trying to deny the dice game is because that's illegal. That's illegal gambling. So I could see why they're trying to shift it from the dice game to it was just an argument about basketball. And as far as what I'm taking from all this is, I don't know if I believe that Migos Bands was a hothead like they're trying to portray him, like the Prince family trying to say. I think he was trying to protect the Migos, because we uncovered in previous videos, like I said, go back in the playlist, where Lil Cam was saying he hated the Migos with a passion. And then, yeah, he looked all quiet sitting there, but he really hated them. Like Prince's family was trying to say, Lil Cam was just sitting there quiet, wasn't involved. He's trying to put him with Takeoff, like he wasn't involved in none of that. But we know Lil Cam hated the Migos, and from what I remember, this is all allegedly, but it looked like Lil Cam was reaching, and that's what Migos Band saw, and that's why Migos Band went off to try to protect the situation. Now, Lil Cam was locked up for possession of that pipe. They said he didn't fire nothing, but they said he had a pipe. So it's unclear what his role is or if he's cleared in this situation or not. But I don't know if the police, to me it looks like almost they trying to pin it on the mob ties, the whole police thing, because Migos bands ain't locked up, but Lil Cam and DJ Pat was charged. So let me know, do you believe the Prince family trying to say that it was Migos bands was the hothead that night that kicked off everything? It was his fault. Everything was his fault, they trying to say, because he went after Lil Cam and kicked off the whole thing. Like I'm saying, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if he just lost his temper. It doesn't seem like that to me, especially if Lil Cam had a pipe on him. To me, what made Migos bands do what he did is because he saw that pipe that Lil Cam was about to pull out or whatever. That's what I'm thinking. This is all just my speculation, but that's what I'm thinking. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like I said, check out my Takeoff playlist for much more information. I'm out. This is Rap Hits. Links in the comment section and description box.